Vinmin.
That's just a different song.
No, it's not.
So I was right. That's just because we'll go listen back. We're doing the Ted Lasso football chant. It doesn't have a break. It just keeps going. It goes Jamie Tot. It just roll. It keeps going. It's not like the Jamie Tot. It's like a
part of it.
Yeah. That's what I was doing the whole time.
Oh, I see.
We've done intro like 3 times because we can't agree how this song goes.
Okay, well I will.
We'll see.
I'll watch more Ted Lasso and then we'll see.
Who we're not sponsored by.
No.
Just to clarify.
Yes, I don't know why we'd need to clarify that.
I don't know either.
Yeah. What an enjoyable show.
Much like Vinmin.
Yeah.
The most enjoyable podcast.
Yeah. What do you like
internet.
more, guys? Vinmin or Ted Lasso?
Leave your comments below.
Rate, subscribe. So anyway.
Did we ever get to 10?
Huh?
Did we ever get to 10 rates and subscribes?
Don't think we did.
I think we're on 9.
I'm not sure. Are we?
I think 10. We need 10 to become have a rating on Spotify.
I'm not sure. I don't know if we have a rating on Spotify because it just shows what I've rated it.
Oh, okay. But I think one day I tried to look from a different account.
Yeah, but maybe that was ages ago.
Might have been ages ago.
Anyway,
Probably blown up.
Anyway, let's keep it snappy today. Yeah, so.
Okay, boss.
Elephant in the room.
For the Vinmin.
I'm sure you're wondering why the title of this episode is... Huh?
I didn't think about that.
Well, that's what happens when you're the brains of the whole operation.
The
brains? Is this the end of Vinmin?
The answer is kind of.
What does that mean, Vinny?
It means that I am no longer happy to do the podcast every week. So we're basically...
Oh my god.
Going on hiatus. We're doing one more ep after this.
Yeah.
The plan was always to do 3 months on, 1 month off.
Not always.
Well, recently we've agreed to that. That was so.
Yeah.
We were planning to kind of end season 1 after this ep that you're listening to, but I don't know. We're gonna release eps when we feel like it, which may not be often.
Maybe never.
So in a way, it is the end of Vinmin ?
Yeah. It's a bit of a Vin's breaking up with them in.
Well, I knew you were going to say this, and I want to out you. This is not just a Vin thing.
Is it?
I don't. I think you're a bit burnt out now. You're saying that. We've mutually got there.
There's many layers.
Yeah, but you can't just say that it's a Vin.
Well, basically, because if you're not motivated, then it like
a bit of a slog.
It's a bit of a slog. I don't want to drag you.
But what I'm trying to get at is
this.
You also have a lot going on and don't want to be doing a podcast every week right now.
Yeah, maybe I'll make my own solo podcast. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm busy bee, busy lives.
We're both busy.
Yep, I'm still in the middle of my quarter life crisis, I suppose, that I figure out. So a lot of time and energy is going into that.
Yeah, the crisis.
The crisis, the mental crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I'm reading.
Trying to read more.
I'm reading 1 book a month, guys. So, yeah, I'm a new woman.
Yeah.
Reading. I'm so slow at reading, so it takes me a long time.
Yeah, but we are sorry. I am sorry. Anyway.
I'm sorry too.
But
you know, maybe we'll come back for specials. Vinmin specials.
Because the thing is, and this is true, we do enjoy making the podcast.
Yeah.
It's an enjoyable thing for us. but doing it every week is not sustainable.
1 week is nothing,
Week just goes by. That's what I've learned.
I don't know how people do it.
Podcasters are crazy.
I've gained a lot of respect.
They don't have jobs, I think.
Huh?
I don't think they have jobs.
Some of them do.
Some of them do. They're crazy, those ones.
Yep.
Anyway. But yeah, I will see. I think we'll do apps sometimes.
Yep.
But maybe not.
Possibly.
And probably what we have learned is that we are capable of doing new stuff and doing like 10 eps of it consistently, which is cool.
That's pretty cool. This is episode 11,
We'll probably end up doing other stuff. Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
But it may not be...
Yeah, because Vinny needs to do his YouTube.
I've got stuff I need to be doing.
Yep, and I need to write. I want to write.
Basically, we're just taking the Vinmin time, putting it into other stuff.
Yeah, I think this has made us realise.
It's just not a priority, that's all.
I think this has made us realise that we can dedicate X amount of hours every week to this podcast, and it just means that we can apply this to anything else that we want to do in our lives.
Really, we've used Vinmin as a stepping stone.
Yeah, to other creative endeavours.
Yeah.
Well, I think you don't have this problem as much.
Yeah.
Because you get quite obsessive over things. But I just get distracted and I end up doing other stuff, and then I have too much going on in my life. I'm trying to climb more.
Yeah, we're just busy. I feel like if we're feeling good, we've got good mental states, and we're not mega busy.
Yeah.
Vinmin will just come back naturally, I think.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit.
I have to go back into the office twice a week now.
Yeah. And
so I'm exhausted. Last week, Friday, so I went into the office on Thursday. Friday, I was out of it for the whole day. Usually I go climbing on Fridays. I couldn't do any of it because I was just wiped out. Anyway, so yeah, and then that's why, you know what, guys, we're definitely not recording this on a Monday evening.
This is our latest ever recording.
We've never recorded this late, which is why I'm not editing it. You're gonna hear it.
We release on midnight Monday, right?
Yeah.
So just for context.
Usually, I try. And
so
do
yeah, we're not
that
editing.
at
Yeah,
midnight. Yeah. But it's been a fun journey.
Yeah, we've got better, I think, and good. Well, I've learned a lot.
Yeah,
it's given me a lot of confidence for doing things with my voice, which is good.
Good.
Yeah. And I don't think I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we're trying to basically we're going to just say next step. But I think it's good to let you guys know so that you're not watching next step and you're like, oh, Vinmin's ended.
Yeah, we're just warning you.
But yeah, rest in peace, Vinmin.
Yeah.
Had a good run.
Yeah.
We'll come back if the demand's strong enough. Probably not.
We'll see.
We will see.
But yeah, watching Truth Be Told. Sorry, just changing topic here.
Fine.
Watching Truth Be Told has actually made me want to do solo podcasting.
Yeah, Yaz is on a bit of a solo podcast.
Yeah.
Who knew the Vinmin app?
Huh?
What's the Vinmin app that I made? The weird one. What's that called?
The
Annoyance Hour.
What?
Who knew the Annoyance Hour would come true?
Oh, yes.
Yaz is quitting to make her own solo podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, so Truth Be Told is basically, if you haven't seen it on Apple TV, you should.
We have Apple TV. We're rich.
Yep. Oh, we actually had Apple TV for 6 months or something, and then we didn't realise. I thought I'm paying for it, by the way. I'm just putting it out there. I thought I had cancelled it because we got it for Severance.
Yeah.
And then I thought I'd cancelled it,
so
but
actually,
I just hadn't.
Yeah, this is a PSA. If you watch Severance, probably cancel Apple TV.
Yeah.
You probably have a subscription. Also.
Okay.
Officially. I forgot the word is.
What?
The Vinmin podcast. Endorses. An official endorsement of the Vinmin podcast to watch Severance.
Yeah,
Most of you have watched Severance. Insane.
is great.
So good. Not even going to say anything, just go watch it. Good.
No
show.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best shows I've ever
Better
watched.
than Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Ted Lasso's great though as well. Huh? You don't like Ted Lasso?
It's alright.
Alright.
No, I do like it.
Anyway, so Ted Lasso is a good one as well on Apple TV. And then I started watching Truth Be Told, which if you guys have ever listened to the podcast Serial, as in serial killers, I feel like that is the one, like, it's just the first ever podcast that I listen to, and it's always people's
Do you know, I've listened to Serial.
You haven't?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always people's, like, intro.
But I'm not even a podcast guy.
Yeah, but it's like, if you're going to listen to any podcast, probably Serial would be the first one. I think
probably you told me to listen to Serial.
Probably.
Never finished it.
What?
I don't know what happened.
Did you listen to the first season?
No, I didn't finish it.
There's 3 seasons. Season 2 and 3 are kind of dog shit, to be honest. Really? Season 1 is really good. It's the only one worth listening to.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Anyway, I'm trying to have a conversation. Jesus, you're trying to stop disrupting my podcast. This is why I'm doing a solo podcast. Anyway, what was I even saying? I forgot.
Talking about Serial.
Huh?
If you've ever listened to Serial.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, Serial is basically about this woman. I guess she's a reporter, researcher. I can't remember I don't know what her actual job is, but anyway, she investigates this murder of a young girl in America, and her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend was accused of killing her, and this is basically like 20 years later or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she's like doing interviews with him, and he basically throughout his whole time in jail, he's said, I didn't do it, I'm innocent. He's never once.
I'm starting to remember now.
Yeah.
I can't remember Serial.
So I kind of want to listen to it again, because it was quite interesting, and I want to see like if my opinion has changed. But yeah, there are some updates to the investigation. I'm not going to say anything because spoilers, but yeah, she's basically trying to see if this guy... She's not even making any claims. She's just like presenting the evidence. Yeah, and we as the listener, you kind of have to determine whether you think this guy did kill his girlfriend.
What do you think?
Or not? I'm in two minds. So if you listen to the interviews, he sounds, talking to him, you want to believe that he's innocent, to be honest, because he seems like quite genuine. And you kind of think, well, if it's been like 20 plus years, then, why is he still so adamant that like he's innocent? But I can't remember exactly, from my memory of, like, from when I listened to it, this was like nearly 5 years ago now. Like, I just remember thinking, like, I don't really, like, something doesn't really add up. I don't really trust this. Like, if he didn't do it, then he definitely kind of knows more than he's saying. Like, things...
I feel like that happens a lot. Like, someone's kind of guilty, but not for murder, but just for, like, they did something bad that led to the murder.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was very possible, to be honest. But, I was, like, 22, so maybe my opinion's changed.
Now you're a wise detective.
Yep, listen to a lot of true crime.
That should be your podcast. You listen to Serial and you just say, you do your own...
I'm like, yeah, he did it.
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah.
This one's innocent.
I bet it was him, yeah.
That's for... I'll be on that. Pretty easy. I won't say anything, I'm just listening in the background. But I'm there.
Alright.
And I say hi at the beginning.
I just don't talk throughout. That's fine. But anyway, so truth be told, so there's a book based on Serial, and truth be told, it's a TV show based on the book.
If you are still following Yaz's train of thought, you have a huge brain.
What do you mean?
You're like, check out this show, but there's also this podcast you have to understand, and the podcast is based on a book, so here's the book.
You don't have to understand any of it. I'm just saying what it's based on, because I find it quite interesting. But I like crime stuff.
It's like a crime itself.
Yeah. So yeah, Octavia Spencer is a podcaster. And there's 3 seasons out, and every season is like she's investigating a murder, basically. She's trying to figure out who did it. And the first season is most like Serial, obviously, because it's the first season, where this guy's in jail for murdering someone, and she's trying to see whether she believed that he did it, and now it's like 20 years later, and she's trying to figure out if, like, because she was a journalist or something, and I think the guy who got arrested got a lot of bad press, and like kind of because of her journalism.
Oh, really?
So I think she had like a lot of guilt over it. She was like, what if I'm responsible? Because he was underage, and he got tried as an adult, because like of everything that she wrote about him, basically accusing him, and just
made it worse.
It made it worse, yeah.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, because she's quite well known, basically. So I think she just got a bit of guilt there. She's like, what if I sent an innocent man
didn't do it
to jail? Well, you gotta watch and
Spoilers.
see.
I haven't watched the show, but that's my guess.
Wait, you gotta see. It's a good show. I like it. Season 2 and 3, bit messy.
So what has this show made you want to do? Start a podcast?
Yeah, I was like, this is cool. She's doing her own solo podcast, but it's more like, it's just the way she does it. Obviously, it's the TV show, but the way she does it just feels more like storytelling, and just the style is like, it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, that is it. That was my spiel.
Spiel.
Yeah. Any other updates, stuff you wanted to?
No, I just wanted to see
table.
if we said anything we have said about the End of Vinmin. Clear what's going on.
Yeah, I think that is pretty clear. You can.
Well, everyone knows me that listens to this.
I mean, yeah, they'll just message me. Yes.
Yeah, we're both. Yeah. Sometimes we're into stuff. Sometimes we're not.
Into stuff.
Like podcasts. I don't know.
What are you
just
talking
like
about?
I don't know.
Sometimes we're.
I'm trying to wonder if this is expected.
Oh,
or
I
if
mean,
people are like,
probably.
whoa, Vinnie and Yas are like proper podcasters now. Do you hear they're gonna do this for 7 years?
It's just not very sustainable unless like both people are dedicated.
Yeah.
You know, and also we've got so many other hobbies and interests.
Yeah.
If we didn't, like, if we had no other interests, then we probably would keep going. But it's like
the essence of Vinmin will be around in some form.
Yeah.
In another hobby / endeavour / Vinmin too.
Agreed.
But yeah, basically we're taking a month off, and probably that's it. But maybe there'll be an app sometimes.
Maybe
That's what I would expect if I was you. And then if you get any more, then
just have no expectations, as you like to say, Vinny. Oh, quick.
But expect a crazy solo podcast from Yas coming out within a week.
Within a week?
Yes,
that's too much
it
pressure.
airs on the Vinmin finale date.
Oh.
That'll be cool. I'll be like sponsored by Yas Crimes. That's good.
Sponsored by Yas Crimes.
Yas Crimes.
Oh my god. Yas Climbs and Yas Crimes. I like that.
Yeah.
Flow as well.
And then we can name them to any podcasts. Also, we're free agents. You know, if you're a company / wealthy individual and want to hire a podcaster, hire one of us.
Yeah. Quick F1 recap. Yesterday's race
Was boring.
Was so boring.
That's the
We
recap.
watched the whole thing.
Yeah. Joe, why did I spend £35 on Sky Sports?
Yeah. The track is so dead. What is it, Saudi? Like, it's the
It's
most
very dangerous, but
boring
also
track
kinda...
ever. But do you know what? Because it's so dangerous, they have to drive so safely.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, then they're all just gonna crash and it will just mess
It
up
was
the
some
race.
fun bits, some fun moments.
Not really.
There was the guy before the race.
He was
he
funny.
was like
the presenter guy.
Presenter.
Yeah.
There was a presenter guy presenting
Sky presenter.
like the race on Sky.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then the race hadn't started, and he was just killing time. But he was he just.
But everyone seemed to know him.
Yeah,
I feel like
I reckon we would be like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
If we keep watching. F1.
Yeah.
But that was my favourite bit. He was just on the track before the race began, and it was so obvious he was just trying to kill.
It was so
5 minutes,
manic.
but he was so good at it. I was like, it's really awkward and terrible. Like, he was literally walking around being like, Aston Martin, it's really green. And it's like...
yeah, that was so funny.
And then
he's like, my mum's watching.
Yeah,
Hi.
he was like...
Hi,
yeah.
Audrey, or whatever. Like...
But he did a good job of... Basically, I think his goal was to have no dead air whatsoever.
I think it was great.
Maybe we should try that.
I think it was quite entertaining.
It was good.
Yeah. And then just whenever he would see a racer, just
or he was like, I think that's Will Smith over there, and then Will Smith was just there, and he walked up.
Time for a question.
Time for one question, Will, and then like Will's like agent or someone was like, okay, you got one question, and then he asked. It was just fun.
Will Smith was pretty.
It was so manic. Anyway, I want to watch that show. That guy.
And then he was like to the guy, like the Saudi guy, who was like, "You speak English? You speak English?" Right? And he was just like wondering. Basically, he didn't know who to talk to. And then the guy was just smiling, and then he just like made eye contact with the camera, and it was just like really awkward.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
Yas
hates Alonso for no reason. Yas does this a lot. She just hates people for no reason.
I think it's fine. I don't know these people. I'm allowed to hate them.
I don't know these people. I like them. That's my approach in life.
No, I think I just make snap judgments about people I see on TV, like whatever. No, do you know why? It's because in Drive to Survive, when I watched, I can't remember which season it was, and I can't remember which team that Alonso was on, but they were kind of just like, Alonso's calling the shots, because they were like, they weren't a good team, but like, obviously Alonso has a good rep. So it's like they would just do whatever he says. And it just felt a bit like shitty to the other driver. I can't remember what it is, but it's just like, and maybe it's just the Drive to Survive narrative as well. But I just remember watching that and just kind of getting annoyed at Alonso. And I was just like, this guy's fucking annoying. I mean, but whatever. They're all... I've realised everyone's annoying.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not. Same with me. Same with you. Yep, hot take right there. Yeah, so, oh my god, so funny. So, obviously, Max Verstappen, he's insane, to be fair. But, yeah, he was, 16th place? And he went up to second. Madness. So, it was a Red Bull 1-2, of course, whatever. Alonso was third. And then they celebrated on the podiums, whatever. George Russell from Mercedes was fourth. I like George Russell. So after the race, they gave... So during the race, Alonso got a 5-second penalty for like being in the wrong start position. His car was slightly to the left at the start of the race. It just wasn't lined up properly. So you got a 5-second penalty that you have to serve when you box, basically. So when you go, I don't know how much people know about F1, but when you go into the little garage area where you take a break.
I don't think anyone knows about F1.
Really?
Except maybe Joe. Well,
okay, so when
huh? No, because we know who our listeners are.
I don't know.
I don't think they're not. There's like 5 of them.
Okay, well, when you're racing, when you're driving, it's like 50 laps, right?
Yeah.
So, and your tyres aren't going to last the whole race. And I think you have to change your tyres.
Yeah, you have to use...
There's different types of tyres.
You have to use different types of tyres.
Yeah.
During the race.
So your box, you'll go to your little team at some point in the race. They'll call you in. You drive in, and then they change your tyres or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where you serve your penalties.
Yeah.
So you'll drive in. So Alonso drives in, then the like mechanics or whatever have to just like, they just have to stand there. So they have to wait like 5 seconds. Basically, he got another penalty because his first penalty wasn't served properly. Apparently, one of the guys touched his car before
one of the crew.
Yeah, one of the crew members like touched the car before the 5 seconds was up. But they did this after he like celebrated the win. And then they were like, oh, George Russell, like, you're third. And then immediately after, they were like, actually, like, they've, Aston Martin, Alonso's team, like, they've appealed the decision. So we're deciding to retract the second penalty.
So Alonso went from, like, third to...
He went from third to fourth and then back to third.
Yeah.
Basically, in the span of like
after
30
the race had
minutes,
ended, yeah.
Or something.
But like just from penalties and random bureaucratic.
Yeah, and it's like it's just shit for like both of them. It's shit for Alonso and then it's shit for George Russell as well.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, it's just a bit of a mess, really. F1.
Yeah, F1's just funny because it's the most elite. I think it is the most elite sport in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it must be so
what,
much
is there
money.
20 drivers?
Yes.
That's like if there were only 2 football teams. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in terms of like 20 people on Earth are allowed to compete at F1. Which is insane.
Yeah.
Like
and
it's so like elite.
Yeah, like there's F2 and like F3 as well,
no one
I want to
cares.
say, but no one cares about that. And they're usually when you're a lot younger, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think a lot of F2 people in there's a few people, I think like just George Russell, for instance, I think he was like in F3 and then went up to F2 and then now F1. So it's kind of like if you're a good driver, that's what I mean by elite.
It's like you have to be like the best of the best of the best of the best to like get to compete in F1. Whereas like,
and then you might get dropped.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just funny that it's so elite, and every race is in different countries. You're just flying around the world with these like crazy cars and like a huge pit team that comes with you.
Yeah.
Just like it's just crazy. They're just burning money to like it's such an expensive sport to like do. But it's just funny because it's like these drivers who are like I said, really just untouchable, mystical people. It's like it's so funny watching them. Like they're just trying to race, but they just have to deal with so much dumb shit, and it's like relatable, almost. You know what I mean? It's because it's like
the penalties.
Yeah, with like Alonso, it's like like you just like this is so stupid. Why is he getting like it's not his fault.
Yeah, he did nothing. Yeah. It was the crew member that supposedly...
And it's like, oh, this guy just can't compete in his sport because, like, some guy touched his car.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
And he's like, I've lost a trophy because...
Yeah.
Someone...
Anyway, the F1's it's a weird sport. I mean, it's like the whole... It's the no Michael, no thing.
Yeah.
That's the worst one.
I'll never get over that. Oh, yeah.
F1? Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway. We're sports guys.
Huh?
It's the year of the sports.
It is.
Women's sports. Maybe that's what we should become, a sporting podcast.
I could do.
That's guaranteed content.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have nothing to say about sports, to be fair.
So. Yeah. All right.
Do you want to pick? Because you have to be really careful now. We've got 2 left. Do you want to pick a loyal listener?
Oh, who to call out?
Because I normally pick them, I think, right?
Yeah, you do.
Think carefully. Who could...
Who's left?
be listening?
I'll call out Erica.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because you told me that we never called her out, and I was like...
Yeah, but I was thinking not to call her out.
Oh, really?
And then, basically, because I don't want to call out people who are listening... Because we need to know. I don't know what we're doing.
It's quite funny to call out people who you know just won't listen.
Yeah.
I don't know if Erica listens to all of our episodes.
I think she does. Anyway, but no interference, Chris.
Oh.
No, hey, we should listen to an ep.
Yeah, that's a
just
bit
see if she
sneaky.
listens. If I mean, you'll know by now. Either she's listening and she's in it, or
Yeah, but she'll
Chris is
probably
listening and he's like, fuck.
Maybe they listen. Huh?
I was saying either Chris and Erica are listening together right now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought maybe they listen together
Yeah,
then.
I think they do, but surely not every week. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe we're like a tradition.
Ah.
But we don't even realise. We're
That's
cute. That's like with like football or whatever. It's like just people kicking a ball around, but
I guess so.
people form all these huge traditions around it. That's what we've become, and we're taking it away.
Wow. When you put it like
this
that.
is Joe's alarm.
Alarm?
Because whenever he messages me, it's like 7:30.
Is it?
When he's like, oh, listening, just listened or whatever.
Oh.
It's like 7:30, 8 a.m.
I see.
So Joe can no longer wake up. That's our effect in the world.
I see.
Anyway.
So, are we calling out Erica or not?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
You've been called out.
You've been called out. Basically, it's just bad because it expands the prize pool. Because before we could just be like, oh, you can split. If Chris won, you could split it with Erica. I don't see how this doesn't end in a tie. So I'm trying to minimise the amount of things I have to make / buy.
We'll worry about it when the time comes.
Do nothing about. Disappoint.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Good luck. Anyway, there'll be a quiz. You'll be interrogated, Erica, to find out if Chris helped you listen or if it was organic listening.
Yeah.
And if we find out any trace of coercion from Chris, you'll both be disqualified. Unless you already just happen to be listening as soon as it started.
Anyway. Oh, I just got sent some cute pictures of Dennis.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Look. He's been out shopping.
It freaks me out whenever he's just doing normal person things.
Yeah. He's just being really natural.
Yaz is probably just like very autistic.
It's not very... What do you mean very autistic?
He's very
just autistic.
No, but what I mean is like... He's not like... It's weird to see him...
This is autism. Huh?
He is very autistic.
You can't say very autistic.
Okay, no, but I'm trying to explain... Okay, how explain Dennis?
I know what you mean. I'm just...
You know what I mean? So explain what I'm trying to say to listeners. That's what I'm saying.
I would say he's verbal, but he can't hold a conversation like you or I could.
Okay, that's not Dennis. That's part of Dennis.
There's no such thing as very... Oh, he's a little bit autistic.
I was going to explain it a bit more.
Okay.
He's not a little bit autistic, though. That's not Dennis.
But he's not like, he's really autistic.
He is really autistic.
I'm getting offended by your terminology.
No, but anyway, I was just going to explain.
I don't think you should put autistic people in...
No, I mean, I'm not. I'm just trying to describe why... I was going to try and describe the photo and describe why it's a weird photo, but maybe it's too much context and definitions to get to. Because this is a funny photo, no?
It's sweet. He's pushing a trolley and he's holding some grated mozzarella.
But you said this to me too.
No, basically with photos, he... if he knows that he's having a photo taken, he'll just try really hard to like pose and to smile. He's not good at smiling naturally. But, like, since he moved into this residential place, he's just, like, every photo they send, he just looks so, like, his facial, like, expression.
It's the same smile.
His pose. Yeah, his
it's
poses.
It's like he's a model.
He's not, huh?
It's like he's a model.
Yeah.
Because every time it's just...
He's cute. He's just too cute.
But it's just funny because he's not doing... He's not, like, posing.
Yeah.
It's like if I took you took a candid photo of someone...
Yeah,
like he's pushing a shopping cart around, and he's just like got this funny, like, pose face on, and I don't know how to describe it. We should show him the photo.
Maybe. Anyway, and he's doing some colouring in the next photo. Natural smile. Yeah, he's cute.
I can't believe you finally listened to my art advice.
What advice?
To stop freaking tracing shit, man.
Yeah, he just likes to trace. He's playing a game here, board game with someone. Do you recognise this board
I was
game?
thinking that I do, but I don't. I think it's like a new board game.
Really?
Like a new...
I'll ask him.
Basic one.
Oh, but he's on it. He's got a new bed as well. Sorry, this is the dentist segment. And his dentist. He's on a treadmill now.
Cool. He doesn't look like he's running though. He's just lifting.
I don't think
he's
he
lifting
is.
himself up by his arms to avoid running.
Yes, that sounds like a very dentist thing to do.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's time for us to check the Vinmin
One last time.
inbox. Next week will be one last time.
Yeah, true. Actually, if you ever, you're gonna regret this. If you're gonna let Vinmin end, and you never wrote in that email you've always been wanting to write the whole time.
Yeah.
That moral dilemma /
or moral dilemmic.
Oh, that'd be. I mean, I'm kind of spoiling it, but wouldn't it be so funny if someone wrote in as Mikkel?
Oh, but like somebody else.
Somebody else. That'd be so funny. Anyway.
That would be funny.
Because he's well established. He's got a voice.
Yeah.
You can copy quite easily.
Yeah.
That would have been funny. If you're like, I'm gonna do that. No longer funny. It was funny until I suggested it. Unless it's me.
I'm a bit confused. Yes. So, interesting. We have 2 emails in the inbox this week.
Whoa.
We're popping off.
Yeah. Have we read either of them? Did you read Tim's spoilers?
I skimmed both of them, but haven't read either of them properly.
Cool.
So
yeah, I've been wanting to, so I'm excited.
Oh, so
but also I feel bad in advance for Tim's one because it's like I hope he didn't put tons of effort in, and then we're like, oh, it's ending. Anyway, we'll figure out.
You worry too much. All right. The first email is from someone called Phoenix Wright.
Phoenix Wright.
Intriguing name. Does that mean anything to you?
It does, actually.
Oh, what?
It's a video game character.
Is it?
He's a lawyer. Oh, is he a lawyer? He's like, I think he's a lawyer. Like, it's a game where you like. Okay, I've never played Phoenix Wright. I think it's a game where you're in a courtroom.
I want to play that.
And you're a lawyer. And because there's always screenshots. Like it's like a meme of him going like he's like this. He's like objection. And people will like post it under like shit on Twitter.
That sounds funny.
It seems cool. I want to play Phoenix Wright actually. Oh yeah, it's called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney at Law. That's what it's called.
Oh.
Anyway.
So yeah, the subject line is Tim's letter of appeal.
Whoa.
So.
That's so weird. I thought this was the other email based on.
What other email?
Because we've got 2 emails.
Yeah.
I thought the Phoenix Wright. Oh, it makes sense.
What?
Oh, I'm so confused.
Why?
I thought this was Erica's email. Spoilers.
Why would it Phoenix Wright?
I thought you were reading out her email address, and I was like, oh, cool. Like she used to like Phoenix Wright when she like made, because everyone has like these weird email addresses you made when you were 12.
That is so obscure.
I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, I didn't know she was into Phoenix Wright. But this makes more sense.
That's so funny that you would make that assumption.
We're talking about courtrooms and laws. I'm not in the right headspace.
You know both emails. You know they're from Tim and Erica, and you assume the Phoenix Wright email.
No, but I thought you were reading out an email address.
Oh no! The name.
I haven't got into law mode.
Okay.
I'm ready now. That's what I needed.
Okay. So if you.
Anything the podcast says from this moment on will be legally law.
You should plan what you're going to say before you interrupt, babe.
Will be legally law, and anything we read out will be used against you in a court of law.
Anyway, so to you listeners out there, if you remember, we called Tim out a while back, and he didn't respond in time, and then he was not happy when
When he found
we
out
kicked him out
he
of the
was kicked
competition.
out of the comp.
Yep. So, and we said, you know what, we'll reconsider if you write in a letter of appeal, basically, which is what he's done.
First point, this is a system I'm adopting, starting now. Just
Yep.
little, it's called little nudges into whether or not he's loyal or not. And this is a nudge in the wrong direction. Why do we have to ask? Why did a formal letter of complaint not immediately hit the Vinmin email? But I had to be like, hey, you know what? That'd be a good idea.
Interesting.
To write it. Just something to think about. Something to think about.
Sure. Anyway, so I'm going to read the email out.
Okay.
To Vicendion and Minervacine. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think that's
Could
us.
I read these?
Huh?
What? Could I read that?
Sure. Can you pronounce it?
To Vincendion and Minervacine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Vin and Min.
Yeah. Okay. Nudge in the right direction. A bit of creativity.
This is an official letter of appeal for your consideration in the matter.
Formal.
You-
I'm impressed. What do you want me to not What do you want me to do? Not comment?
Just let
That's
me
the whole
read.
point. It's creating content for us. Okay, I'm gonna be silent. Sorry, guys. Silent till the letter is read out.
You don't need to be like, oh wow, that's an email.
No, because I wasn't expecting it to be so formal. It's easy for you because you're reading it. For the listeners, I cannot see this email. She's reading it off her phone. It's my first ever reaction, but I'm not allowed to. No reactions. That's cool.
Just save your reaction till the end, okay? Okay, to
I'll just use
Vicendio.
my face.
You're gonna get in trouble after this. To Vicendion and Minervacine, this is an official letter of appeal for your consideration in the matter of one Timothy J. Smith. His name's Tim Smith.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Can you just keep reading? I don't want your thoughts on this.
Fine, I won't talk to you then.
That's what I try to talk. We're on a podcast. I have one one way that I can interact with the format, the medium. It's my voice.
All right. So, for your consideration in the matter of one Timothy J. Smith, herein referred to as Tim, being out of a competition in which loyal listeners of your audio show are eliminated for not responding to a call to action. Tim's reason is stated below. Please note that any inference of blame is purely coincidental and should not be taken as read.
Okay, that's good.
It reads, Tim is a completionist and wanted to experience Vinmin in the order it was intended by
God.
its creators.
He's doing a completionist argument.
Is that a thing?
Well, it's a Star Wars thing,
Is it?
kind of. Because this is
Explain.
what I'm thinking.
I'm not a
of.
Star Wars person.
Am I allowed to? I'll save it to the end.
Go ahead. You have permission.
No, just 'cause Tim's a big Star Wars fan,
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
and then basically because the films
I know they're in the wrong order.
they're in the wrong order.
Yeah.
And I feel like
But what order are you supposed to watch it in?
that's what I'm saying to you. There's a completionist argument, maybe. I don't know. I'm not Star Wars. I
Yeah.
like Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fan. Surely some people are like you should watch it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But Tim, a diehard Star Wars fan, +1, nice to be compared to Star Wars.
So what order does Tim watch?
Tim's saying, well, Tim will watch Star Wars the order that they released, which is probably 3, 5, 2.
Well, I guess because that's intentional, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think you should watch it that way the first time, but then I think if you want to rewatch, then you should watch it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many there is.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Sorry, I wasn't ready for this line of arguing. This is why we needed a lawyer. I was trying to push to have a lawyer present.
God damn.
during the reading.
It's hard to get one at short notice.
It is, especially for a podcast.
Yep.
Beef.
For this reason, Tim was hesitant to skip any episodes of his favourite show.
Okay.
Favourite. until he had watched the movie film. The movie film. Everything Everywhere All at Once. This was due to the fact that it was being discussed heavily in the show. I will acknowledge that.
Okay.
When he had finished the movie, he proceeded to listen to his favourite show again. Regarding Tim's language, Tim would like to take this opportunity to formally apologise for the manner in which he addressed you.
Oh, for Timming out.
Yep, after learning his fate in the competition. It was not his intent to hurt. He acted in passion and regrets his actions deeply.
Okay.
Regarding the Andrew Tate clip...
It's so funny because I don't remember any... Like, I do now that he's talking about, but like...
What's the Andrew
It's just
Tate
a random
clip?
comment I made on the podcast.
Yeah,
He'll get to it. He'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll see if he does a good job. Explaining.
Tim would like to take this opportunity to share with you the clip of Andrew Tate
Oh, thank you.
giving his take on books.
Because I haven't watched it yet, Tim. I've been waiting all this time.
What did you say about Andrew Tate?
Nothing. He compared me to Andrew Tate, and then
Oh.
said like it's like, and then I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then
I see.
anyway. So
It
thanks.
should be pointed out, this is not in defense of his position in the competition, but rather as an act of obedience.
I do like an act of obedience.
As in episode 10, coming out of my shell, in brackets, with shoes on.
He knows a name.
Yep. Tim was reminded that he had failed to provide this evidence for his hot take. Andrew Tate on books. He doesn't read books.
Reading books is a very cheap way.
Putting it to
I
mic.
guess entertain. I wouldn't call it entertainment.
Oh. Shall I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna watch it without you being able to hear it.
Sorry.
Is that feng shui?
Okay, Okay, so guys.
just play it.
So Tim has sent us a clip and we're going to play it to you guys.
Reading books is a very cheap way to, I guess, entertain. I wouldn't call it entertainment because my brain is far too advanced. I'm too smart to read. I'm not going to sit there and go, smart people read. No. I can't just sit there, oh, and the pirate on the boat. Like, it's for people with slow brains. There's different kinds of intelligence, and there are smart people with slow brains. But the smartest people in the world also have quick brains. My brain moves quickly, and I can't read a book. I can't read a book.
He's too fast for
Reading
books.
books.
So
I'm too fast for books. Thanks, Tim.
So his argument is that his brain works.
I think
Too
this is the
quickly.
first Andrew Tate clip I've ever watched. I've actually completely avoided him.
I didn't know he looked like that.
You don't even know what he looked like.
No.
Wow, that's good. We're very off. Well, we're
off the
fairly
grid.
offline.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, I'll take it as a compliment.
So he said you're like this
No,
guy.
he didn't. It's just because I said that. Because on the podcast I said that the movie is always better than the books,
Ah.
and he was like, "It's like Andrew Tate." But yeah, me and Andrew Tate, both incredibly intelligent people with huge brains. That's what I've learned.
I see. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to read this appeal, and we anxiously await your review. Should you need anything further, we will of course comply. Yours faithfully, Phoenix Wright, PW Podcast Law.
That's a cool name.
It's a very
Thanks
cool name.
to Phoenix then.
Thank you, Phoenix Wright,
Thank you, Phoenix.
and thank you, Tim, for taking the
We
time.
should call out Phoenix Wright.
Let's
Phoenix
not.
Wright wins the competition. Just by default.
Okay.
And no one else wins.
So, what do you think of Tim's
Okay.
appeal?
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was... I felt a level of respect. You know?
Yeah.
A level of fealty. Obedience, as he mentioned.
Yeah.
Kind of being like, yeah, I am going to write this annoying thing. Like, probably was quite annoying to sit down. He's got kids. This guy's got
He
kids,
does have
and he's
kids.
like, sorry, wife. I can't hang out with you this evening. I have to write... I have to write a formal appeal because I've lost a competition on the Vinmin podcast. That's very funny to me.
I will admit there were some typos. Which,
I did not know this.
yeah, changes the game, really.
That was kind of I revealed that in 20 minutes kind of thing.
Mm-mm.
I can't believe that's a huge... basically, 'cause the way I'm viewing this actually, mainly because I don't want to take any responsibility for the decision. You have just entered into the pilot episode of a new podcast. This is your first murder.
What?
We've got to test your investigative journalistic skills.
How? I don't
To solve the case.
What case?
Is Tim guilty of non-loyalty? Because basically he's presented us with evidence, right?
Yep.
So his argument is he's a completionist.
Yep.
And unfortunately, in my excitement, I think I did argue for that by saying, hey, he's a Star Wars fan. That makes sense. Star Wars fans are probably completionists, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've walked us into a trap of sorts.
I think you have, yeah. Well, the fact is, he has now listened to it. But if he was a true Vinmin fan, apparently this is his favourite show.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have taken them this long.
That's the whole argument, is if it's your true favourite show and you're a completionist...
We expect more dedication.
If you're a completionist...
You would have completed it.
And something... That's it. If you're a completionist, you would have completed it. If you were a completionist and something got in your way to your favourite act of completion, you would immediately bulldoze the thing out of the way that's causing a barrier.
Yeah.
And get on with completing.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a completionist and you're trying to complete a game on Xbox and your controller runs out of batteries, you don't then give up. You go to Sainsbury's and you buy some more batteries so that you can complete the thing. But I believe Tim took weeks to buy batteries. Doesn't sound like a completionist / favourite podcast thing.
I think the only logical thing for us to do is...
I know what the answer is from you saying that. It's not going to be what you said, but I've just worked it out and it's sick.
Really? What were you going to say?
No, go for it. Mine's just way better.
I was going to say, we need to role play.
Okay, we can role play, but I'm going to whisper into your ear what we're actually going to do.
Okay, guys, so Vinny just told me how we're really going to...
We can role play, though. We can role play first.
Let's do role play, but this is not
Would you like my idea?
Decider. I love your
idea. My
idea.
idea is it's both fair.
It's the fairest way.
It's the fairest and also the most brutal way to do this.
Yes, agreed.
Which is in line with the competition. I think Tim's appeal letter has bought him a ticket.
Yes.
To this fair but brutal competition. In fact, I'm gonna. Let's just fuck it. I'm too
agree.
excited. We're not role playing. Role playing sucks.
What?
I need my phone. We're doing this right now live. This is proof of how loyal Tim is.
You don't need a phone.
I do, because...
No, we need...
Who's gonna call it? Tim.
Are you calling Tim?
Oh, I wasn't gonna call him. I was gonna message him.
Oh, message.
I would like to call him, but I haven't spoken to him for actually a year, so we'll have to actually chat. So I'm just gonna message him. We don't have time for a chat. Where's Tim?
Go get your resources.
I feel so bad for Tim. When he received this message, he's gonna know immediately what we're doing, and it's gonna be heartbreaking.
Damn.
Okay. Do you want to get the yeah?
Get the yes.
Oh my god, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for Tim.
Oh, what way is it gonna go?
It was a good appeal.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what. And actually, this proves that it's a good technique, because I am rooting for Tim. So it's within me frantically scrolling to find him on WhatsApp, so that he can do.
You want to forgive him.
I want to forgive him deep down. I'm not rooting against him. You know. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tim. This is brutal, but also fair. That's the whole ethos of the competition.
Yeah.
The rules are outlined quite clearly. He did fail the rules, but due to, I think he is a loyal listener. He's got another chance, but a chance that's all he can have. And you know what this also is? This on the podcast today,
Yeah.
We're finally proving once and for all whether or not God exists.
Oh yes. Okay. So if Tim wins, then we have to acknowledge that there is a God.
I'll acknowledge it. But if it's wrong, yeah, it's a big L for the Christianity community. Slash God is decreeing that it was a sin. This is brutal. I feel so bad.
I don't.
Anyway, I think it's fair, to be fair.
It's a game.
It's a game. Anyway, I guess we move on till Tim replies.
Yeah.
I'm stressed out for him. Oh my god, he's replied. Good luck, Tim. I'm going to get the apparatus right now.
Why didn't you go get it? We were waiting.
Because I'm too excited. I'm too scared. Oh god. Okay. Who's doing it, Yaz? Who's doing it?
I'll do it.
Yeah. I feel I've bet like hundreds of pounds on like stupid shit in my life, and I've never felt as nervous. I feel equally as nervous.
So, are you a good flipper?
I'm actually I mean, spoilers. We're doing a coin flip.
Yeah, to determine
Tim's fate. I messaged him, said heads or tails. He said tails never fails. Oh god,
Ooh.
I don't want to be responsible
for
the flip.
And I'll try, but I'm not a good flipper.
I think we might as well go with a good flipper. I'll give it a fair flip.
Okay, but you don't look. I'll look.
Okay, I'm gonna flip. Slam it down on my hand. But I haven't flipped in a while though. How do I flip? Okay, ready?
3,
good luck, Tim. Good luck. We're rooting for you.
2, 1.
Tails never fails. That's what he said. Okay.
Tails
We're
never
rooting for tails.
fails.
Although I gotta say, if it was me, heads never something. Flipping. Whoa, what a flip! Can you verify whether or not that's an amazing flip?
That was an amazing flip. Confirmed.
We're ready to reveal. Good luck to Tim. Good luck to God. Good luck to Christians.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
I guess tails never fail.
Oh my god!
What?
God is real. That's crazy. And the best part is I'm not going to tell Tim.
He'll find out later today.
Oh yeah,
possibly.
it won't be long.
Shit. I guess tails never fails.
God.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
God's real.
Yeah, to be
Oh my
honest.
god.
That's a pretty... God was there for that.
He was looking down on Tim.
I feel
We
so
can't deny
bad
that.
for Tim. Because imagine finding out that we're doing heads or tails.
Well, congratulations, Tim. You're back in the
Congrats.
game.
Yeah, true.
Well deserved.
That's genuinely spiked my
That was
my
such
adrenaline.
that was such a good idea.
What a great idea.
Yeah, brilliant. We should solve all of our life issues with this.
This is what I used to do.
Okay, Vinny. Should you quit your job?
Oh,
Heads or
God.
tails?
Heads. Here we go. Quitting live on the podcast. I just messaged my manager. Pick.
Okay. So heads you quit?
Heads I quit. Tails in there forever. I'm out of there. It's every time it's perfect. It's what you want.
Oh my god.
No, but flipping coins are actually good because while you're flipping it,
it reveals your
true. Because I was like, I really want him to win.
I wanted tails. Yeah. Interesting. I'm gonna do that.
You can do one for you right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Should we end Vinmin?
Okay.
Should next week be the last Vinmin ep?
Heads, we end it.
You pick.
Heads. Heads to end. Tails to
stay.
Stay.
I'm afraid we're ending
trying to
because
think
heads.
of something rhymes with
It's always
tails.
heads. I'm so good at flipping. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're back.
Tails
Vinmin
never
season 2.
fail.
Okay, it was tails, but this is the best part about coin flips. You can disregard them when they don't fit what you want.
Yeah, because actually, I wanted heads.
Really? Yeah. Oh no. Well, there you go. That's what I wanted. The truth. Mm-hmm. It's not just me.
Yeah.
It's also you.
Yep.
Gosh, that was exciting. I feel really bad for him. I kind of want to message him.
That was a wild ride.
Not loving this newfound podcast competition anxiety. Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh dear.
It will be released soon.
Yeah.
Let him know we're releasing it tonight.
Oh, I will.
Although it looks like it's going to be a long one. So I think we should read out Erica's email and then end it there.
Okay.
Because it's getting quite late, and I need to get this live and online. Yeah. You messaging Tim?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready for...
He says he's going to listen tonight, ambitious. Maybe early release, just for Tim.
Perhaps.
And and this is proof. No.
What?
Before we go on to the Eric thing, this is proof. Tim was a loyal listener. Look what he said.
Oh.
We agree,
The last
Tim.
ep
The last
was
step
top
was top tier.
tier.
One of our best.
I
I think top 3.
Yes, agreed.
It was a good ep.
Agreed.
And it's nice to hear that sentiment echoed.
Yep. Appreciate it, Tim.
Now I want to keep doing the podcast. Is fun sometimes.
Now you want to keep doing it.
Anyway.
Oh.
Thanks, Tim. I'm glad he won.
Me too.
Because
it
it wouldn't have felt right if the competition ended and he wasn't.
He was a loyal listener.
He was a loyal listener.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we
Present
wanted to prove.
tense. Sorry, he is a loyal listener.
He is.
He's backed us from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So coins are real. That's what I've learned.
Yep.
Can you imagine if we roleplayed that? Coin flips are crazy.
Yeah, this is way better.
Anyway, but you see how hyped that was. This is why I used to joke about it, and now I don't. But now I think I'm gonna bring it back. I do think when you asked me about my beyond the grave wishes.
Yeah.
I want to take all my family. Well, I'm dead. all my family and friends to the casino, and a 80% of my net worth is just on black.
Really?
In front of everyone. If I win, everyone's rich. And if I'm wrong, just
Everyone's
devastating.
poor.
Just they're like, damn, Vinny's
dead, and we don't have any of his money.
I know. How sick would that be? Anyway.
That's not going to happen. Too upsetting.
It'll be my will. Do you think I can get that put in legally? I probably can.
You could, yeah.
That'd be hilarious. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just a bit amped up. That was too much, man.
Have you got the adrenaline sweats?
I've got like betting on stupid shit adrenaline.
Yeah, you're a bit of an addict, eh?
It's good. I got the hit. That's all I wanted. I just wanted a hit. So thanks, Tim, for providing the hit.
You're crazy.
Damn. But he's going to be so happy. He left me a voice message. Should I play it on air?
Yeah, go on then.
Oh.
What?
Oh, he's wondering if we're recording.
Yes, Tim, we are recording.
We are recording. Actually, we're not recording. But I do have to go take a poop. Real quick. Yaz looks confused.
What?
Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
I'm confused.
Anyway,
What's going on?
It's right. I'm back from the toilet. That was a big one.
What?
It's right. Let's go. Keep going. Oh my god! I've got tea. I forgot.
What's going on? So, are we not playing Tim's voice note?
Did you not hear it?
Oh, is that why you said that?
No.
You were gonna do a poo.
I did.
Okay. I'm not quite sure where you're going.
This is what it's like to be a listener of this podcast. You're experiencing it. Where there's a veil drawn between me and you. Because most of the time we veil between, we've come up with the idea of the flip, but we hadn't told Tim. He's like, something's going on. You're experiencing it.
I'm still confused,
exactly,
to be honest.
Exactly. That's how listeners feel.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Can I read out Erica's email yet?
Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I microwave my tea?
Okay, we're back. So it's time for our final email of the night from Erica Lotus. Is her surname Lotus? That's not a surname.
I think it actually is, which is crazy.
Is that a real surname?
Yes.
Interesting.
But I don't know how it works. Actually, it could. Yeah. I'm going
Hey,
yes.
Erica, let us know in the comments.
Is that your surname? I think it is.
Oh,
But it sounds.
I thought it was like an art name.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was an art name, but I thought it was like a.
I don't know.
Like a nick. No, I thought it was real.
have
it's
no
just
idea
like
what I was
it just
thinking.
feels too. Like. Purposeful.
Yes.
Names just have an element of randomness.
It's
You're
because
like,
it
oh,
matches
someone
her
named it that weird.
personality.
Yeah. Feels like she chose her name.
Yes. She's a lotus.
Yeah.
Dearest Vinmin podcast.
That's us.
That's me and you. I was meant to send this in a letter via Crow and make it a special surprise, but they were all too busy trying to find treasures to bring me. So I hope this email will do instead. That's a funny bit, because just tell listeners.
Depends.
Why it's funny.
I thought we were in wrapping up mode.
Well, the quicker you talk, the quicker we can wrap up.
I cannot be bothered to explain that on the podcast.
Okay.
Basically, but it's a good bit.
Basically, Vinny was supposed to get Erica a present or something.
Yeah, no, Erica's Chris's girlfriend.
Yes. And then Chris was like, she wants a present from a crow or something.
No, I was like, what do you want me to get? I was like, I messaged Chris like, what should I get Erica for Christmas? And then he asked her, and she said, a present from a crow. I can't even remember.
I can't.
It was like a present from a crow, sand in a bottle, a rock from somewhere. And then I was like, is she joking? Anyway, it's still unresolved.
Yes, because we were out, and then you were like, don't know what to get. I think you were stressing a bit. You were like, don't know what to get.
Yeah, because I was just stressing. I was like, I do not know what to get this person as a present. I'm going to ask
people anything. People are happy with any present. They're like, oh, this person spent time and money on a gift. They don't care what it is.
Cool. We'll test out on your birthday.
Yeah, go for it. So yes, and I think when Chris messaged you, it wasn't clear whether it was a joke, because it was just like copy and pasted.
Still unclear. I'll never know.
Still unclear.
I'll never know the outcome.
Because I think Chris was like, oh, she said this. And then you were like, is this what she wants?
It's like, does she want me to forage on a beach?
I was like, you should just get it. I was like, it would be funny. Like, it would be...
But yeah, but then I didn't know... Well, I didn't want to find a rock, to be honest. I didn't want to go to... Where am I going to get sand in London?
Yeah, it's a pretty tough... You know what? That's a tough request.
It was like a side quest, and I declined.
Yes.
I was like, I'm sticking to the main story.
Anyway, so it's just funny in-joke. So anyway, after hearing that season 1 of the podcast is coming to a close...
Yikers.
More like... I thought to say that I've enjoyed listening to the both of you. Oh, it made me feel like I could know you both better. That's very sweet. I definitely appreciate all the efforts made in making each episode. Also, shout out to episode 8 and to Christian. I thought she meant to Christians, but I think she means Chris.
She was... Yeah.
What was episode 8?
I'm sure that was probably the one he was in,
featured.
Right?
Yeah. But I was like...
Because that must have been fun for her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I was like, oh, is she on the Christian podcast hype? Because we always joke that we're...
I'm on the Christian podcast hype, to be honest, after that coin flip.
Bro,
what the fuck?
What's going on?
Because it could have just ended so bad. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Looking back on it, what a terrible idea.
I think we would have just had to have ended the episode there.
Yeah.
And then...
yeah, anyway.
Oh, interesting. Okay, bit of context. I often listen to you guys when I travel to see my partner.
Who's that?
Chris. I assume it's that partner, not a different partner. Sometimes the journey is like, you know what? I actually admire because I remember talking to Chris and I was like, oh, she sees you every week, and I was like, and he was like, yeah, like, and like, because I wasn't saying that as though that's a lot of, as though that's very frequent to see someone.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know.
You know what I mean? And so I was like, oh, you see Erica every week? Like, not as though, like, seeing someone once a week is a lot, but it was like, I've done that commute. It's so... to do that from London to Essex is so exhausting. Like, I couldn't... Like, if you lived in Essex, like, I wouldn't be seeing you every week, not gonna lie.
You never saw me when I lived in Essex, actually.
Yes. Yeah, I did.
You didn't, to be honest.
Yeah, I did.
You were like, we're in a pandemic. I can't travel.
Yes, it was illegal.
It was illegal.
Yes, anyway.
That was a joke.
Yep. Sometimes the journey is long, but I look forward to it knowing that I have the podcast to keep me company.
I feel so bad.
Now we're taking it away from her. What have we done? No.
This is what,
Don't worry.
I was joking, wasn't I? I was like, maybe we've become a ritual for people.
We have.
We have. Oh no.
Don't worry, Erica. I'm gonna make my own podcast, solo Yaz podcast.
Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
I have many things to share. So first, commenting on the last episode 10. I'm more of a gentle book reader, but I've grown into being comfortable with occasionally cracking the spine.
Oh, sick. I forgot what you were talking about. I was like, gentle as in like she doesn't read a lot.
That's what I assumed
really,
as well, to be honest. And even writing notes on the pages
Wow.
with ink pen.
I used to do that.
That's
It's sick.
really? What do you
try it.
write?
Just like,
Your thoughts on it?
yeah, it depends on the book.
That's interesting.
Sometimes if I wanted to remember parts of a book, it's just kind of like, I turn it into like studying almost. If I wanted to remember a little bit, I would like underline it. But I think, to be honest, if I'm honest about it, what I was doing, I was testing the limits of my book psychopathy. I was like, okay, I'm prepared to bend the spines of books. Am I prepared to write in books? And I was like, I'll do it. And I tried it, and I think I'm not that far into it. But cool.
That is quite cool. However, it really does depend on the book, and if I'm borrowing them from other people, I tend to do my best with being a gentle reader. Yeah.
Unless they lent it to you and were like, I did not like this book, I'm never reading it again, then you probably be
it's not your book.
Less gentle.
Anyway. Oh my god, this is a bit exposing, but as a former tween Twilighter, oh my god, me too! Oh my god! Who wasn't? I have never let anyone borrow any of my Twilight books for the fear that they would bend the spine and make ugly folds, especially if they were the softcover books. Oh my god, what a throwback! I don't know if you ever...
I forgot that Twilight was a book. That's how far it's gone in pop culture.
So,
it's a book.
Yeah, it started off as a book. But yeah, so the film got released, and then like when I was like in year 8 or whatever, and literally everybody was going on about it. And then I remember I had a movie night at Tiff's, at Tiff's place with our friend, one of our other friends, and then we watched it, and I was just like obsessed with it. And then like a bunch of us, like our little friendship group or whatever, we were just like really into Twilight.
I wish I was more into Twilight. I feel like I would have enjoyed that. But it was a girl thing.
Yeah, it was main. I don't know any guys that were really into Twilight, but yeah, it was a cool like era.
Yeah.
Because it was like, are you Team Edward or are
crazy.
you Team Jacob?
What team we on?
Team Edward all the way.
Yeah.
Love
and
a
I
bit
think
of
yeah, exactly. You were right. Oh, that Team Edward Edwardsers.
Yes.
were right, because where's the other guy? What's he up to? What's he called? I want to say Jacob Lautner. Is that a real person?
Jacob is his character, Taylor Lautner.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you got his surname. That's actually impressive.
Is he doing anything?
No, but
Robert Patz is a global sensation at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I saw a clip actually of Taylor Lautner. He does a podcast with his wife, also called Taylor Lautner.
That's cool. On both ends.
And then like I saw a clip. He was just talking about like fame and stuff. He seems like a really nice, like just down to earth guy.
Oh, nice guy. John a vampire.
Do you know what exactly? Jacob was a nice guy. That was it.
Oh really? Okay.
And then he fell in love with Bella's daughter.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah.
Cringe. Anyway. Sorry, I'm geeking out over Twilight. Just the thought of any of my books getting ruined in the slightest made me cringe. So most of my books went into vampire mode, barely seeing the light of day.
Good one.
Having grown out of this, I have slowly let myself relax a bit more about book bending. Second, I particularly like hearing about your stories, such as when you talked about the cultural influence of the Oscars and your perspectives on how they made you feel. Oh my god, did we talk about the Oscars?
Oh, I didn't want to acknowledge this, to be honest.
I can't remember if we mentioned it on the podcast.
No, we haven't.
Oh my god.
Yaz nailed the Oscars. I
nailed it.
There's a meme.
I couldn't have been more pleased.
Yeah.
Apart from my fave, Angela Bassett. She should have won, but best supporting actress. But you know, win some, you lose some. But yes, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, there's a meme in, there's a meme in, like, crypto Twitter where it's just, like, a bell curve. It's not just, it's everywhere, but I see it a lot in crypto Twitter.
Yeah.
It's a bell curve, and it's just, like, a really dumb guy on the left side and a really smart guy on the right side.
Yeah.
And they're basically just, like, just the dumb guy who doesn't overthink stuff ends with the same conclusion as a really smart guy who, like, has, like, 1 billion IQ and, like, can overanalyze everything and predict everything perfectly. It's the same outcome, but the people who get fucked are the people in the middle who kind of, they're like, I think I'm really smart, actually. I think I know.
But they
more
try
than, like,
to
try and analyze it, get too into
be a bit
it.
rational.
But they're not. They think they're the smart guy, but they're just actually they're the left guy trying to be smart.
I see.
So anyway, that's I basically, and it's referred to as mid curving. I mid curved the Oscars completely.
You totally mid curved.
Completely mid curved it, because deep down in my heart, I wanted everything everywhere to sweep, but I've been crushed by the Oscars too many times to open up my heart to them.
You just got to go with your instincts.
Even though that's what happened to you, I tell you cannot. Next year.
That's part of the enjoyment, but we'll see what happens next year.
The Oscars just destroy your instincts normally.
Well, Everything Everywhere is just genuinely my favourite film. So, like, I was so just, like, okay with just putting everything on the line.
Everywhere.
Yep. And then obviously I was really happy when Brendan Fraser won.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
I was worried. You made me worried, actually. You said Elvis. You said Elvis
too well, suspiciously. I think I'm starting a conspiracy theory. They're trying to recover their good name after the Will Smith fiasco / the La La Land fiasco. They're trying to be like, we will
there was definitely a narrative, like they were trying to put a bit more hope back into it. I think,
it was good.
But I think, I was happy with it. But yeah, there's just a bit of criticism over Jamie Lee Curtis, who won Best Supporting Actress, because someone said that she only had 15 minutes of screen time in that entire film. Yeah. So people think Stephanie should have won.
Oh, I didn't even know. Is this people saying this then?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what Joe was saying.
Really? Everyone's saying it, even at work as well.
Really?
People were like, what did you think about the Oscars? And I was like, I was happy, just apart from the Best Supporting Actress. I do really like Jamie Lee Curtis, though. But people were saying, like, maybe that was more of a lifetime achievement Oscar.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe she's gotten to that age and with
That's
all
kind
of
of
her
a thing
acting
that happens,
history.
though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's easy to vote, like, because say someone does their first film, or not first film, but they're like, do something good, then...
You're like, well, Stephanie's going to do another great film. Like, she's going to have more chances, right? But, I mean, Angela Bassett was great as well, to be honest. So... Oh, yeah, she was not happy. Did you see the clip of her?
What? I'm not happy that she didn't win.
Yeah, she just, normally, like, when people don't win, they do the fake, like, smiling and clapping. She didn't. She was like this. Just, like, resting bitch face. Fair enough, to be honest. She kind of got fucked over. But, yeah. Yeah, but apart from that, it was really great and really wholesome. And yeah.
Too wholesome. That's what I think.
Too wholesome.
Suspiciously wholesome.
And I cried at Key's speech.
You know, I haven't watched any of the speeches still.
Really? You heard Key's speech?
I heard it,
right?
Yeah, we were... Because I've never in my life ever watched the Oscars live.
No,
but,
not
like,
me.
It
was on Now TV, wasn't it?
We didn't want to go to bed, and it was just on, and we stayed up.
It started at, like, midnight.
Yeah. We were watching the Oscars, and it was, like, 1 a.m, nearly 2 a.m, maybe.
Yeah.
And then, because we were like, oh, they're going to start with all the shit categories, so just, like, and do the good ones at the end, and we were like, oh, my God, we should really go to bed. Like, because it's just not worth... Watching the Oscars in general is just not that good.
Yeah.
But we were doing it when we should have been going to bed because we had work. But then we were watching... Was it literally Keys? I think it was Keys, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Keys.
We
were watching Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
which is like the one that I'll probably... Well, what, it's an exciting one because we were really
they mixed up. They put a few good ones at the beginning and a few really great ones at the end, and then in the middle.
Anyway, we were watching it, and then our projector just stopped working. Like, the screen went white.
Yes.
So we didn't watch Key's speech. We listened to it like it was on the radio.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because it's like...
It's the worst timing.
Yeah, it was just funny. Anyway.
But yeah, he's so sweet.
Because we could just hear him sniffling. Because you couldn't see him. He was just going...
was tearing up. And he was like, Mum, I won an Oscar. Oh, crazy. So sweet. But yeah, he was great. Yeah, I just felt bad. He said, I think I told you this, but like even after he had filmed Everything Everywhere, he was trying to get more work, and he still, no one was hiring him after so it's it's like he's got the talent and the ability, whatever, and the work ethic, but it's just like, if that film had flopped, or it's annoying because it's like, oh, now hopefully he's gonna get a lot more work, but it's like, it's just, this is the thing, in the entertainment industry, you know what, this is what I always say to you about like giving actors a chance, because like Hollywood like to do this, where there's always like 3 or 4 like big actors that they like to put in every film ever, and then it just kind of like, like every a couple of years it kind of updates. It's like there was the Jennifer Lawrence phase, and even like Timothy Chalamet, or even like Scarlett Johansson, or whatever. And it's like, I was always like, well, why don't they give other actors a chance, who can act, who are probably better actors. And you were like, well, people want well-known actors because, the film's got to make money and all of this stuff. But it's like, he's a great actor. He was like, literally, everyone was saying, the actors, all of the actors, they made that film. I think it would have gone very differently if they had a different cast, to be honest with you.
I think so.
And they're all like really good actors, and they've done a lot of great work, but it's not like, they weren't like crazy. They're not like Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever. They're not big names like that, but maybe now they are. But it's funny how stuff like that works out. Like all of the rejection like he had gotten over however many years, he was going to give up on acting.
The thing is, now do you because you'd want to see more films of Keane now. Yeah. But really,
right, I want people to cast him.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, that goes against the idea of bringing in new people.
I guess so, but it's like, he doesn't have to be in every film, but just mix it up a bit. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Even I like Timothy Chalamet, but it's like, again, like, he doesn't need to be in everything. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. There's balance.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, the Oscars I was very pleased with it. Made me happy.
We should have done a official Vinmin bet.
Yeah, we should have.
Oh.
Anyway. Sorry, I got distracted.
I was telling me to wrap up. As this whole ep has been saying, oh, you're talking too much. Oh,
because I'm worried about editing. It's going to cause
too much editing.
Yes.
And then we got into the Erica email, and then we had a bit of a break where I was microwaving my tea, and then she was like, oh, just try and... I'm trying to speed it up so that we can end. And then she's gone, you listen back. Anyway. You've been the tangenter.
I have. I apologise for that.
You wanted to do role play. I was like, fuck that, let's flip a coin. I saved about half an hour of like dumb shit.
True. Sorry, it's just, I'm getting out of control of my
It's the love for the podcast.
Yeah.
Coming through.
Yeah. So, since the Vin of the Min seems to be keen on ethnic/racial topics as well, she's calling you racist.
She's like, wow, I can't wait to get to know my boyfriend's brother. And she's like, oh, he's just racist.
He's not a nice
That's
guy.
what he is deep down. Anyway.
I kid. I thought about asking these questions and possibly hearing both of your answers on the podcast if you feel comfortable doing so. Oh, this is interesting. See? I wanted more people to write in stuff like this.
No, it is nice. Thanks for writing.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Because actually, I was a bit nervous about doing the I just did not talk about. And then I was like, oh, we've got two, not one, but two emails. And it's so much, like, obviously, most of the podcast isn't just emails.
Yeah.
But going into it, it's nice to know, oh, if I don't know what to talk about, I can talk about this. I just pull up the email.
Yeah, like
it's
we've
really
got
nice,
a fun
you.
segment ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It feels more like
honestly, I was gonna say this to the end, but this has almost convinced me that I don't want to quit the podcast. Like, it's so nice. Like, because I'm not very social.
Yeah.
So this is, in a weird way.
You do feel more connected.
In
to
a
other
weird way,
people.
being parasocial with me is the only way to be social with me sometimes. So, like.
Yeah. Unless
Anyway,
you get me to organise stuff.
Yeah. No, I would like. So, yeah, I think I would like to try and keep the podcast going in some form. I just think we need a break. Like, basically. Rather than just saying. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Basically, thank you for both of you.
Yes.
It's nice. And all the listeners throughout all of the time.
Yeah.
It's
That's
always
very
nice to
sweet
get
of you.
feedback.
Yeah.
And comments and stuff. It's nice.
That's nice. Okay, so Erica's questions. So, there's quite a few actually. What are either of your perspectives on your own cultural identity? Ooh, that's an interesting one.
I once, Caroline once asked me this in an interview.
An interview? What kind of interview?
And she was studying anthropology.
Yeah.
So it was like a
written interview?
Yeah, like she was doing an interview about race stuff.
Okay.
And it's very complicated, is my answer. Sorry, what was the question?
What's your perspective on your own cultural identity?
I don't know, man. It's the answer.
How do you see your own cultural identity?
Yeah. Well, basically, the thing is with my identity is that I don't feel it most of the time. And I feel like that's true. I don't know, but I think that's probably true for most people.
You don't know what your cultural identity is?
No, it's that I know.
Oh.
Well, I'm not saying that I don't know, but if I'm white or if I'm like black or something.
Yeah.
I don't think you walk around going, I feel white. I feel black. It's not really something you think about until it gets not brought up, but until it's relevant. And for me, that happens a lot because I have two different identities that are sometimes relevant.
Yeah.
For example, when we're talking about Oscars /films /representation, I'm like, oh, I'm Asian. I can talk about Asian stuff. But then, like, there's a bit of a meme at work because I work with a lot of like proper like immigrants because I like it's a like a working class job or whatever. # I'm working class. But like I work with people who can't speak English very well.
Yeah.
And then they jokingly bully me like a lot because they're like there's like this Arab guy and this guy from Nepal who like can't speak English very well, and then they do this bit where they're like, I don't know, if just like race comes up in a topic or something, they'll be like, what do you think? And they'll be like, well, I don't, it's hard to, because they can't speak English, I can't even convey what they're saying, so they don't say stuff. But basically they're just being like, they're being like, tell me that you're Asian, because I'm so white.
What do you mean? They say, what do you think, or can you put that into context?
I'm trying to.
What kind of? conversation.
It doesn't matter about the conversation. Basically, the point is that sometimes I feel Asian, but then there's so many, like, when it actually comes down to it, a lot of the time, it's like I'm not Asian at all compared, like I'm just a white person.
But how do you think other people see you?
That's what I mean. It depends on the person.
Because you look Asian.
Yeah, but it's
to
about
me.
Yeah.
But if I just met you, I'd be like, oh, he's Asian. I wouldn't see you as like a white person, to be honest with you. But I feel like you behave.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Like
I mean, like, listen to me.
Person.
You know, like, if you have never met me before, you wouldn't think I'm Asian. But if you're a podcast listener.
Yeah. Well, because it doesn't seem like the Asian part of your heritage is a big part of your identity. So that's why I say knowing you, don't feel.
Yeah, that's what
Asian.
I mean. I don't really have an answer.
Yeah,
it's my answer.
Yeah,
just that it depends a lot, and it kind of is weird. I think it's weird specifically being half white is kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think generally good, I'd say.
Yeah.
At least for now. But when I was younger, it was not good, I think. Because
being half or...
Yeah, just being Asian.
Why?
Just because I grew up in a place where it's just white people everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was like the only Asian guy in my year.
But did you feel self-conscious of that?
Yeah.
Not very aware that you were like the only Asian in your class?
Yeah. Because basically I didn't get bullied, but I definitely could have got bullied, if that makes sense, because people would pick on me, but like because I was kind of funny and like alright to get on with, people...
They left you alone.
It's like what I was saying at work. Like, they're picking on me, but it's like...
But do you think... So they were picking on you because of your race, would you say?
Yeah, I think so.
How do you know that? Like...
Cause,
I'm not saying they weren't,
by the way.
Because
I would get called, like, Mr. Chang.
Oh, that is...
Or something.
Pretty racist. Yeah, but this is why, you tell me you're like, oh, they're not racist. Like, that's just like... They don't mean it in that way. Or...
Yeah, I have a weird... It's weird.
To me, it's like, because we do talk about, like...
Me being racist, actually, is what we talk about most of the time. Anyway.
Well, we talk about moving outside of London as well. I guess I don't bring it up as much, but before I was just like, worried, like because I don't feel comfortable around, like,
Yeah, Yaz finds it really weird whenever we go to like Essex, because she's so...
I'm a bit used to it now, I think.
Yeah.
But when I first visited Essex, I was like, there's only white people here. Like, I
never really noticed it.
I feel like I stand out.
Yeah.
Especially
that's all I mean. I feel like I stand out.
I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's like in London, there's a lot of white people in London. To be honest, there is a lot of racism in London, but it's like my upbringing. It was overshadowed. Like, I didn't see that much of it because I had my own, like, quote, community. Like, all of my friends were like second generation, usually, and yeah, just the people I grew up with weren't white. Or it would just be there were white people, it would just be very mixed. That's all. Like, because I didn't have any like Middle Eastern friends, but I never thought, oh, I'm the only Middle Eastern. It's just like, oh, there's like so many people in my class of different ethnicities and backgrounds and whatever, and I was just like, oh, that's just what happens. Like, people's parents are immigrants. Everyone wants to move to England to get a better life, and that's the norm, basically. But there was definitely like racist white kids in my class. I remember, I guess because I'm like white passing in some ways.
So am I sometimes.
Sometimes it depends on the person, doesn't it? But it's like, I mean, if I'm the only non-white person that in a room of white people, then I'm not white, am I? But like, if I am like
Yeah.
slightly, you know, if I look a bit whiter than someone else, then, you know, I'm not going to stand out as much, you know. So, like, in my class, there were, like, a lot of, like...
I think you look whiter than me.
Really?
Yeah.
People can't usually tell where I'm from.
I didn't think you were ethnic when I met you.
Really?
I thought you were English.
Interesting.
Whereas you probably know it's Asian.
Yes.
Yes.
I did. Asians have very strong genes.
I am more marginalised. I can't pass
Maybe.
among society.
You can't, actually.
I can't. Sometimes. Depends if I shave.
Yeah, the
I
Asian
think
beard gives
my
it away.
my Asianness is purely dependent on my hair and facial hair.
Yes, I'd agree.
I can change so much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, there were a lot of I want to say West Asians.
Okay. Is that what, Indian people? Is that what you're trying to say?
Actually, West Asian covers a lot. Just like people from like India, Pakistan, those areas who, like, obviously their complexions are just generally a bit like darker than, like, say, like someone like me, you know. Well, obviously, like, where I'm from, there's a mix of different skin tones. But yeah, and I remember it sounds really horrible, but like I remember like there was a group of like white people in like my class. It was like in like year 4, and there was like there was a table with like all of like the
West Asians
kids, from those countries, like sat on that table. And a lot of them were like first generation. Actually, I think that's what first generation is, when you're just like they
can't speak
they weren't born in England,
yeah.
so like they could kind of speak English, but they were young and they were still learning and stuff, like, you know, so it's harder for them to integrate. And, you know, and I remember like this white girl like looking at me and being like, "Oh, look over there." She was like, "That's the P word table."
The penis table?
No.
That's mean.
The P word.
Yeah, the people.
No.
She sounds pretty chill.
The P-A-K-I.
I just like trying to get Yaz to say slurs.
I don't want to say it. It's rude. Stop doing that. Anyway, she was like, "That's the bleep table."
Okay.
Just like, but I was just like, I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, they are all on one table, but it was just like the way she said it was just kind of like, oh, like the white kids didn't like them, just plain and simple.
Which is an othering thing, isn't it? It's
yeah.
like, whoa, I don't know what's going on over there.
I do think it was mainly because like their English wasn't very good.
Yeah.
It was made it a lot easier, obviously, to pick on them. But it's like, you're just being a shithole. A shithole? Yes. Sure. Yeah, they were being shitholes. Whatever. They were just like, I was like, they're just. I think, I don't know, I can't remember how I felt, but I was just like, that's really rude. But I was like, I don't want her to pick up me, so I just didn't say anything. I was just like, oh, cool. Like, what is there to say to that? It's just weird. I remember thinking like, that's like, it's a weird, like, because that wasn't my observation. Like, she had to point it out to me.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, my point is that, like, I mean, I never wanted to say that, like, my parents were immigrants as well. I feel like I was a bit, like, embarrassed when I was a kid.
What you said about not saying something because you want to, like, you don't want to be picked on or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you want to fit in when you're a kid.
That rings a bell, I think. Yeah. Which is just, like, I think I turned my identity into, like, something interesting or funny so that I didn't
you
get
wouldn't
bullied,
get picked on,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
Like, because I'm like, people see me as this or whatever, so it's like, it's got to be cool, then
maybe
it's got to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Which is, anyway, basically the answer is just,
maybe instead of being like the Asian kid, it's like, well, I'm the funny kid.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it was
I
more
don't
like I'm the cool
The
Asian
cool
kid.
Asian, not like the
You want to be a
nerdy
cool
Asian.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was also a nerd.
Yes.
So I was in dangerous, very
With
dangerous territory.
glasses.
Didn't have glasses back then.
Oh, you
to be
did it?
fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. You've never met me without glasses.
No. Yeah. But you know, I used to like wish that like my dad was like English.
Yeah.
Because his English wasn't very good as well, and I used to get embarrassed by that. And I didn't want to tell people that I was half Iranian. Even when I got older, more comfortable, I was like, I'm Turkish. I didn't want to say Iran, because like Iran was like, oh, it's a weird,
Yeah, I feel
scary,
like it's difficult for you, 'cause even now.
like country.
You
yeah,
picked a bad country to become.
but I mean now I'm a bit more like proud, I guess. Not
Yeah.
proud, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not. It's still like.
I'm just like, this is my like culture.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you grow into it a bit more as an adult. But I think basically the main.
I mean, my mum didn't like saying she was from Iran. You know,
Really?
she would say that she's from Turkey.
That's just classic, your mum.
Which it is, yeah. Or
Hassan,
as she also likes to be known as. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking a lot.
No, it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. Basically, it's affected me in profound ways that I'll never really understand.
Yeah, me too. I think it affects us from when we're very young as well.
I think so. That's the.
I
Now I'm pretty chill with it, or like good. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I think.
I mean,
it's strange.
Yeah, it's part of why I get on with you as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Like it's something that we have
I
in
think
common.
I'm quite good at getting on with lots of different people, and I don't know if that's because of my upbringing or not.
Yeah.
But I definitely am very because I'm not I am kind of a bit socially awkward, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm actually really good at just getting on with people, which doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But it's because I think it's something to do with this.
Yeah, I think I used to like quite admire that in you actually, because I feel don't know. Sometimes I feel like I have to make more. I'm a bit more sociable than you, but I feel like I have to try harder maybe. Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm good at like initially connecting with people, I think.
Yeah.
Like the initial. Anyway, this is going off topic.
Yeah, it is, but that's the Vinmin podcast. I guess we kind of already covered. You know what? We kind of covered a lot of this. What was it like growing up, and
were there follow-up questions?
Yes. What was it like growing up, and are there parts of yourself you wish you could connect more with, ethnically, racially, culturally?
Yeah.
I'm just going to read a few of these actually. Did you feel any different to others? Why or why not? And what have you been able to learn from each other regarding this topic? Interesting. I guess I wish I knew a bit more about my culture.
I think that's everyone wants that, but not necessarily culture. Just like everyone wants to feel more connected to the things that affected them and turn them into who they are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For us, a big part of it can be culture because it's just like being cut off.
Yeah, because
like, I can't speak the language, and
I wish I could speak.
Me too.
Either Turkish or Farsi, and like I do wish I knew a bit more about my families and where they're from and their lives and stuff. Because obviously I wish like I could have spoken to my dad a bit more, because obviously there was a language barrier between us. So it was quite difficult. My mum's English is much better.
That's a big thing, actually, that I don't really think about. Is like it. I think that's probably one of the biggest things.
Barriers.
Having a language barrier with your own parents is like,
it's a bit mad, isn't it?
It affects your entire relationship massively. Because actually, I remember talking to when I was like, I don't know, 14, 15, talking to Zach about this once.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we were talking about, but I remember saying like, oh, like blah 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 blah, because I have the language, because of the language barrier, and then him just like finding it hilarious, and just me being like,
hilarious.
Yeah, that I have a language barrier with my mum, because he's like, he couldn't fathom it. That like, because it is crazy.
Right.
It's crazy to like for a lot of.
I can't even comprehend that because it's so normal to me.
Yeah.
Like, of course we're gonna have a language barrier. Like, they're not from England. Like.
Yeah, no, but it's because it's for them. it's like, oh, that's my mum though. Like I speak to my mum about everything every day. Blah blah. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. So that's what I mean. There's just I feel like there's so many things that are like you don't realize how big of an impact it is because it's so normal. And it's like, oh yeah, I can't even like speak to my mum.
I think about this in like small ways of even just like vocabulary and stuff. I'm always asking people, what does that mean? And sometimes I feel really dumb because I just like, because you know I'm not gonna grow up using a lot of different like I've grown up using simple words because like.
It makes sense.
You know, English is my parents' second or even third language, you know. So it's like you do feel a bit...
Well, you're not going to try and communicate with them with words that like don't work. So like as a kid,
exactly. You're going to go for the easiest.
You're just going to be like, oh, they understand what I'm saying.
I need to get across what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to try and sound really articulate.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I struggle sometimes with like expressing myself and being articulate because like I don't have the words. Yeah. Like really to like express myself, especially with talking. Like it's easier for me to write stuff down than it is to like. Talk about things. That's why this podcast has been good. I think it's made it a bit easier, but it's like it's just it's hard because like even if I did know like Farsi or Turkish, I still wouldn't be able, there still would be a language barrier. I still wouldn't be able to have communicated like with my parents, like not completely anyway, you know. There's always going to be some kind of barrier there. Like, so I wonder, like, what it would have been like for me.
So different, so
weird. Like, just, I think would have been easier to feel more understood. Yeah,
sometimes I think it's good.
Oh, yeah?
Because sometimes when my mum just says stuff that's really dumb or annoying,
it's kind of funny.
Thank God that I don't have to have this conversation. Like, I don't have to, like, actually try and decrypt this conversation. Instead, I can be like, that makes no sense. I'm not even going to try and engage with this. You know, because your mum will do that too sometimes, where she's just going off. Your mum's English is really good, actually, to be fair.
But it is easier for, like, with my mum, I can just be like, yeah, and she's fine with that.
Yeah, you don't have to, like, sometimes when it's an annoying convo, it's nice to just be like...
You can brush it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is good.
It's easier to tune out, I guess. Yeah. But no, it's definitely something that I never thought about, actually. Until now, like the language barrier. Because I never thought, oh, we have a language barrier. It's just like like my parents don't understand what I'm trying to say. You know, that's all. I didn't think of it in terms of like language.
But language massively affects that, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea who my like.
I can't imagine. But I guess you've had your dad's plural. They're English, so I guess what is it like in comparison?
Well, that's another thing though. I don't know, man. It's the same, but I think both my dad's plural and my mum are just a bit kind of dumb. So language doesn't
it doesn't
language
matter.
isn't a factor there.
Yeah, but that's interesting.
No, no, but yeah, it's true, to be honest, I guess.
But you do have to get better at communicating in other ways. I mean, same with like me and Dennis. It's like when you're growing up with an autistic sibling. Most of our communication is like through like.
Nothing. Sorry, just thinking.
Oh.
Not reacting to you at all. I'm completely out of it.
No, it's just like most of our communication is done like it's through like physical affection or just like
it's like routine.
Just non-verbal communication is like a huge part of how we talk to each other, and we're so close. Like I couldn't imagine like being closer to my brother. Like, we're so in tune with each other because we don't have to rely on like words. And I get what he needs and I get what he's trying to say, like, instantly, you know. But I think that's why I do struggle sometimes, like at work, in like meetings or whatever, because it's like you have to communicate so well and you have to like say the obvious things. And even like in exams and stuff, you have to write down things that in my head I'm like, this is so obvious, I'm not gonna put it into words.
Right. Yeah.
I assume that everybody knows what I mean and knows what I'm trying to say, because that's how language was in my family. People already,
you have to assume.
You have to assume, and most of the time we're on the same wavelength. We know what we like the other person means. Like, we don't have to like articulate ourselves in that way, because that's just like not how our relationships are. But it's like, oh, but when I'm with other people, it's like, oh, they don't really get like where I'm coming from. I have to tell them. I have to use my words. And I was like, this is weird. I'm not used to it. But yeah, were you gonna say something? You had a smile on your face. So you gonna say something?
No, to be honest.
Oh, but yeah, it's just it's interesting actually thinking about it. It's a very good question.
And the thing is, so much of it is not race, because so much of what you're talking about can, like, I'm sure people are like, oh, that's just like me and my dad or whatever, or me, blah, blah. Like, you know, with the whole I mean, even again what you're saying about Dennis, it's not a race thing.
Yeah, exactly.
At all. But it's like some of it is race. It basically race stuff is just weird because there's no clear definition of what is and what isn't to do with race.
Because
it's more just culture and like your upbringing. It's confusing.
Yeah, because I was going to say, what about parents who just like don't express themselves?
Exactly. Yeah. That's
which
what I mean.
Was also my parents, but you know.
Double whammy. But that's race though, because I feel like your parents like are like that because they have weird race stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a Western thing to be like, let's talk about things, and therapy is more normalized, and like, whereas Eastern cultures, non-white cultures, I guess, maybe. But I mean, even like, I don't know.
I mean, England's not like that, to be honest, as well.
Yeah.
Out of all the like European,
it's true.
England's not.
British people actually are very bad at expressing themselves.
Yeah.
They don't, which kind of annoys me, because I have to express myself. Like, otherwise I can't keep it in. Otherwise I just get like really annoyed. Mm-hmm. But British people are so just like, it's that, what is it? It's like that stiff upper lip or whatever you want to call it.
It's like the top. I don't know. None of this feels authentic, what I'm saying, but it's like how other people describe UK, which is like that we toss at people.
Yeah, but it's just that like people keep.
It's true though.
People keep it in, right?
Yeah, just in your head, you're like, you're a fucking idiot, but you never like say that to someone.
Yeah, because you don't want to.
Yeah. Have a big argument.
Have an argument and make things awkward. It's like, I don't know. So I guess, I mean, it's like everyone probably goes through the stuff that we're describing. Like, every family probably has some aspect of this, but I guess, like, it's just feels a lot more normal in, like, an immigrant household, I would say. So, yeah, I definitely felt, in some ways I felt different to others, some ways I didn't, because it really just depends who you're with, and
I felt pretty different to others, and still do, and will continue to do so, probably forever.
Yeah, that's just the way life is, isn't it? Have we learnt anything from each other regarding this topic?
I mean,
I think we just have a good space to talk about.
Yaz has learnt that she finds racism really funny deep down because she didn't want me to talk about the blackening on the podcast.
Yeah.
She would cut it out.
What I thought
she would bleep hilarious. It. She'd censor me, and then I did it, and now she finds it hilarious.
I found the trailer hilarious.
No, but that was my idea, but I wasn't allowed to get there.
I see.
Because
I
I
didn't
was
realize.
censored.
I apologize.
Which was
Sorry
the
for
premise of the
censoring you.
episode.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, we learned lots from each other. I just don't know what really, or how to articulate it.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I guess it's just nice feeling a bit more understood.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to you about this, I don't feel like I have to explain it too much. Like I feel like you just, I just feel comfortable talking to you about this because I know that you understand me. Or like even like some, I don't like asking people, oh, what does that word mean? Because I feel dumb.
Yeah.
But like, well, I guess because you're my boyfriend, so
yeah, that's again
that's
the partner thing is like race actually, where it's like it's inseparable.
Yeah,
it's like what have I learnt from you about race, and what have I learnt from you
as
a partner?
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's true. Were you gonna say something? Sorry,
I can't bother.
Okay.
I was trying to think, what have I learnt from you about race? Nothing. You haven't taught me a single thing. That's what I've learned.
Oh dear, sorry
Not
about
a
that.
single useful thing has entered my brain.
I'll try harder. Sarah said that you might have touched upon bits and pieces of this in previous episodes, but I guess hearing about these experiences and unpacking both of your thought processes would be something interesting to listen to. So yeah, I hope everyone found it interesting to listen to. Speaking from my own experience, I grew up as
That's what I was going to say. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
But I was like, it'd be cool if we had Erica here to talk about her stuff.
Yeah.
Erica's Japanese. Oh god, I don't know. Is she half American?
Well, let me read.
I'm gonna say yes.
Well, she says I grew up as a Japanese American.
Okay.
Well, I guess because she grew up in America. I think both her parents are.
Are they? I don't know this about her.
Well, I don't know.
I think. Well, I
don't know where they were born.
Before this, I thought one was American and one was Japanese. But I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe one of them was born in.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to think if I saw pictures. If Chris showed us pictures, I don't know. Anyway, not important. Speaking from my own experience, I grew up as a Japanese American, and all my formative years I've lived in the Midwest. Erica, I don't know what the Midwest is. We have no. Sorry, we have no.
It's fine.
America's so big.
It sounds cool.
It's
middle west.
The middle of it, with few.
I think the Midwest is like it's the equivalent of like Essex.
That's what I would say.
Just like a bit.
It just seems a bit country, doesn't it?
A bit out of the way.
Oh yeah, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois.
Yeah. I was right.
Oh, that's Chicago.
God, my geography is so
Nebraska,
good.
South Dakota, North
it's all
Dakota,
the farming,
Minnesota,
it's all the farmers.
Yeah. Michigan. Sorry, I like saying things in an American accent. It's fun. Anyway, as English is a second language for one of my parents, I told you, don't make assumptions.
Isn't that right?
Okay. I don't know. I can't remember what you said.
I think I was right. You're booming yourself.
Whatever. Anyway, sorry, I'm just going to read this whole thing out again. Speaking from my own experience, I grew up as a Japanese American, and all my formative years I've lived in the Midwest with few Asian/Japanese kids. As English is a second language for one of my parents, it taught me to be more empathetic and patient when people struggle to convey their thoughts. Yeah, I totally get that. Although it wasn't a huge struggle, there were still challenges. I've definitely become flexible and accustomed to different ways of communicating, from navigating accents are a big one, and really listening to understand others. With that being said, thank you for taking your time to read this. I'm excited to hear your thoughts, and I'm looking forward to future episodes to come. Please feel free to share this email out to your podcast if you wish.
Yeah.
I give permission.
I didn't check that.
I did not check that. Warmly, Erica. So Erica is an artist, so follow her on Instagram at Erica Lotus.
This is written at the end of the email. Just a third person.
She's making us read that out. No.
That's funny. Yeah, thanks, Erica.
Thank you. Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was really
It's
good.
so funny to get. This is the first episode we've had 2 emails, and they're just so different. One is a forced email that's just like this weird, like, I don't even know what the word is, but like,
Yeah.
he's just trying to suck up to us.
Yeah.
And then one is just like a really nice, genuine expression.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like more of them.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we can wrap it up. Any final thoughts?
Whoa. That's the sound of my new album. Wow.
So
I
no?
don't know. I feel like we missed a question. Oh no, we didn't.
Nah.
No. Okay.
Basically.
I just can't get over he won the coin flip. What the fuck?
It's your mind blown.
That was crazy. Gambling's crazy, man. It's so good.
Yep. Anyway, tune in
What
next
a
week.
roller coaster. Because obviously now it's just like, oh yeah, Tim won the coin flip. Imagine being Tim. You've received a message saying heads or tails.
Yeah.
You then start the podcast and you're like, okay, how? Like he's coming into it being like, and I'm saying this should be kept in. This is just my commentary.
Yep.
So he's anxious. He then listens to the app and he's like, okay, how important was that coin flip? That's his next question. He's like, was that?
He
was
must
that, like,
know.
Maybe he knows deep down.
Yeah.
Poor Tim. But also, what a rush it'll be. Dear God.
There you go.
Anyway, that's what we also need to. We need to figure out what this competition is and how it ends.
We'll find.
But yeah, Tim's still in.
Yep.
A wonderful performance in letter writing from Tim. Also Erica, but I'm just talking about Tim, by the way. It was good. It was a good appeal.
Yeah,
It's
agree.
why he got the coin flip.
Yes.
And then God willed it.
God willed it, guys.
God willed it.
I love that phrase. God willed it.
It's a good one. It's what they used to say in medieval times when they wanted to settle arguments.
I remember.
I'm telling the listeners.
Oh, sorry.
We're on a podcast.
Huh?
We're on a podcast. Don't you know?
Oh, we're recording. Wait, we've been recording this whole time.
What the?
I thought we were just chatting.
But yeah, anyway, no, it was nice. It has reminded me of what the fun part of podcasts are.
Yes.
When I'm not busy and stressed with my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should try and do some eps sometimes. But I cannot commit to doing it weekly. It's too much for me at the moment.
That's totally fine.
And same thing as she admitted at some point in the podcast.
Yeah.
So we'll be about sorry for the. I can't believe we're a ritual. Because Erica confirmed that we're a ritual.
Well, maybe we'll do a monthly one, but it will be like 3 hours long.
Yeah, props not.
We'll see.
Good luck filling the void.
Yep.
Should have appreciated it while you had it.
Catch you next week for our final episode.
Probably going to be a normal ep, I want to say.
Yeah, probably, but you'll have to tune in to find out.
Enjoy, and yeah, congrats Tim.
Congrats.
That's all I have to say. I'm honestly blown away. I really want to tell him. I want to message him, being like, "You won."
Don't ruin it. Okay.
But I can't.
All right, let's end it here.
All
All
right.
right. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Cool.
Goodbye.
Bye. See you next week.
For the last time. Da-da.